Bada boom! Realest one in the goddamn room. How you doing? We are here today to talk all things animes, and I'm your host, the Breakmaster. So, as we already know, how seasonal talk works, we talk through all the animes that we have watched this week. We're gonna crown who has won anime of the week, and then we're also gonna talk about the topic at hand, which is in the title, which is gatekeeping okay? Is that something we should actually do? Well, let's go ahead and have that discussion as we move further down into this stream. But of course, let's go ahead and get into all of the anime, shall we? So, obviously, first thing that we're going to be talking about here today is Trigun Stampede. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to use that real quick. I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea to actually add that intro in the cut right there to make it look more official. You know what I'm saying? Look, I thank you, Thumps. I thank you. If you're seeing this as a VOD or as a video, I want to say thanks to Thumps for that intro because she made that for me. But Trigun Stampede, I believe it was episode 6, right? We're pretty far ahead in the midpoint of this season thus far, and this show has just been lit the entire time. The show has just been really good the entire time. It has not really faltered thus far. I'm impressed with this. And also, Anna, welcome in. Ayo, indeed. How you doing? But I am super impressed with this so far. So with this week's episode, and it's kind of funny how they kind of played this. This one focused a lot more on Wolfwood and his backstory. And this childhood friend that he had, that this childhood friend ended up getting experimented on like he got experimented on. Because apparently Wolfwood is not a human. Like, he's not like he's like superhuman. He's not a regular guy, as we might have thought he might be. Because, you know, Knives and his group of people, his goons, did some experiments on, like, they're experimenting on children. Like, this show's really dark, actually, if you really think about this. Like, the show's really freaking dark, and they be messing with kids all the goddamn time. It's just like, it's actually, I didn't realize just how dark this show was. I watched this way back when on Toonami, the first one, you know what I mean? This regular Trigun. They were doing it all over again, but god dang, this show is, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't remember all this, right? So, he got experimented on. Apparently, when it comes to his genes, he's able to actually take in the effects that they're looking for. So he's like S-class. So he's the top of the top. So they treat Wolfwood as a special like guest. You know, one of those dudes that you want to make sure you keep him together and unlock him within this society. This is why he is a churchgoer in a way, right? That's kind of what the whole thing is all about here. And he didn't want to initially even work with them, but they ended up getting his best friend. His best friend just wants to protect Wolfwood. So therefore, he's like, you know what? I'll take the experiments. I'll do what I got to do so that Wolfwood don't have to do anything like this either. At least that's what it seems like anyways. But through the experimentation, it seems like that kid is broken. Like, he's not, like, the kid's not even thinking about, like, what's going on anymore at this point. He was literally right there while Wolfwood is getting his butt manhandled by this dude with gravity. It's like, bro, like, what are you supposed to do? Well, what are you supposed to do here? Also, with the experiments, it usually ages the kid up. So Wolfwood is not even like a true adult, technically speaking. You know what I mean? Because, like, he probably still has that type of, like, kid mentality in his head a little bit here. But I digress. Whole thing with this episode here is that his friend is back, and he's actually going after Vash at the moment. And so Wolfwood is trying to prevent either of them from, like, killing each other, or I can't even say that. Vash is not going to kill him. I'll tell you right now, Vash is not going to do it. Vash don't do that stuff. You know, he's not trying to kill. He's trying to understand what's going on here. But it's just a really funny, like, juxtaposition that's happening here. Because last week's episode, we saw Vash's backstory and Vash's, like, history kind of come unfolded. And with this kid right here getting experimented on, and Wolfwood having to take the kid out, and was like, hey, you know, I did it for mercy. But now the shoe is on the other foot, and he's not actually taking him out like that. Granted, he's also crazy other things happen within this episode, because you not only have to worry about this friend that Wolfwood has, you also got to worry about this bandit group that's just randomly came out of nowhere and is like trying to I guess take out Vash or whatever they're doing. I don't know. They're goons. All I know is a bunch of goons getting up on the ship. It's like, bro, why? And then you also got the goddamn police on the scene because Vash is here, and they're like, hey, we got to get Vash. So it's like there's a whole smorgasbord of suckers coming at all of them, and Wolfwood has to make a decision on what he has to do here, because It ain't looking good. It's really not looking good. So I am I'm looking forward to next week's episode because this show is getting kind of heavy, and there's a lot happening as we see going on here. And I love the fact that we're just getting a lot of backstory, and we're not wasting time. You know what I mean? We're not wasting time with just revealing things that we need to reveal here. And like Knives is being that big bad, and he's doing it really, really well. So yeah. And also it seems like that guy with the gravity ability is also gonna be coming by as well, which is another thing. And it's just like it just won't stop. I don't know how they're gonna get out of the situation. I don't even know if Wolf can even kill his friend like that, because his friend is actually kind of good too. He got the 2-pistol bang bang. Like I don't know what he's supposed to do here. So it's boy, that's all I got. Boy, it's a lot. I love this episode though. Easily give this like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Like it's just been solid throughout the entire series season so far. If you're not watching Trigun Stampede, please start watching the show. It is worth your time. Please do yourself a favor and watch the goddamn show. Let's move my camera back to a better position. That's why I put it over here. But and I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, they drew the backstory. is that what it is? Is that what it is? All I know is this has been some solid stuff right now. Looking forward to next week's episode. Trigun Stampede is that show. All right, but is it the show that won Anime of the Week this week? We have to find out as we continue onwards to the next show, which is you already know. You already know. Blue Laku. This show has just been it just keeps getting better and better. The show just keeps getting better and better. I get in my feels. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say this right now. I think next week's episode is gonna have to deal with Bakura again. I think we're gonna get back to them a little bit, and I want to see what's about to go on here. I'm about to see what's going on here. I gotta go. I gotta know, because Isagi really displayed just how beast of a man he is when it comes to his team right now. This dude is not playing around, not at all. Like Shigiri and Kunigari is just like, I don't know what's going on. Why he's so good? This dude leveled up way beyond that we thought he was gonna level up to. Because god dang. Yeah, I'm watching the new Trigun. I'm behind on everything anime. I know, shame on you, Anna. Shame on you. Watch these shows. These shows are good, especially Trigun. Like if you watch the original Trigun, you should like this new Trigun this year. But we're talking about Blue Lock though, because obviously the game continues from this week, and so we actually finally highlight on the king here, right? You highlight on the king, and Isagi was calling him donkey. He's sitting here like, you better just sit down. Let me just do what I gotta do. Me and Nagi are gonna just make this game. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna win. And whether or not you're gonna be participating in this, just go sit down. It doesn't even matter. I'll use you in any way, fit, in any way I want to. That's what I'm looking for, right? Because it's sad. And so the thing here is, King Baro realized, and his mind opened up and saw that, man, this is what happens when you play a supporting role. Like, he was so afraid of Hisagi in some ways, or he became submissive toward Hisagi, that he actually passed to him. The king himself passed to somebody. It's like, yo, you knew he was actually defeated at that point. But then his ego did come through. It held him back from passing again. He said, I'm not going to play a supporting role. If I have to do that, then I'm going to have to find another way. I got to be the guy that's going to be able to take over the goddamn court. I can't let Isagi's momentum and his power take over, because I'm the king of kings. And so he found another way. He got a new sidestep type of dribble thing that he got going on here, and then bada boom bang, he found a way to score for his team and got the W. He finally got himself together. So what pretty much went down here is that he was pretty much fighting against his own team in a way to try to get to be the king in there. He wants to be number one. To find you need to watch more anime, Quets. You need to watch more anime and more sports anime, by the way. But welcome in. But yeah, so the king finally got his footing back into place. Granted, it does make me wonder, will he get into a more supporting role regardless? Like, I'm hoping he'll still understand that sometimes it's good to pass just so you can even score at times. You know what I mean? Like, again, team plays are necessary. It's not like he actually can't see the flow of like how his team is going and how they can score. He can see all that. So I'm hoping that he's not just gonna be this egotistical guy throughout the entirety of the series, because like it's gonna be a problem regardless if they have to keep combating each other back and forth like this. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that they find ways to be able to actually help each other out. You know, because like yeah, it's nice that he found a way to score on his own. Cool, but I want him to be able to still work as a team to some degree. Otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere. We're literally not going to get anywhere. So, as hyped as this was, I that is one of my main concerns. But it was still amazing thing to see. Animation was freaking on point this week's episode. Like holy crap! And like I said, Nagini Saga just like there's something else. Now, what irked me is at the end of this episode, they didn't show who they're gonna take. My pick at this point, if it was me, I'm picking Shigiri. Shigiri leveled up in that match and showed the best development when it comes to his soccer ability. Kunigami actually didn't do that much outside of just, holding it down on the king. So I don't know if you really want to take him. And then obviously the other guy, he was just kind of there. So I honestly, Shigiri is that dude that we need to actually take. So I'm hoping that they do take him, but they didn't showcase who they're taking, which is like, God dang it. So we got to see next week's episode to see what's about to happen here. But very fire episode, still really good. If you're not watching Blue Lock, again, Quets, don't just watch Keijo, all right? Watch some Blue Lock. Watch some Haikyuu. Watch some Kokoro Basketball, all right? Like, watch some other sports anime. But Blue Lock is Act 1. You want to watch this. You want to feel this, okay? Easily 8.5 out of 10. Easily 8.5 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed this episode. Very fire. Very fire. But with that said, let us continue on to the next episode. The next anime, actually. Which is My Hero Academia. We're here again. So this week's episode, I don't know how I feel about it. It's interesting, right? Because we're finally seeing the whole vigilante arc really go down, and we're seeing Deku at this point really come about and becoming his own like hero. So the quickest way I can kind of sum some of this stuff up is the fact that Deku is currently actually working with some of the top heroes. He's working with Endeavor. He's working with Best Genius, and he's working with Hawks. He's working with like the top 3 best heroes actually, if I'm thinking about it. If they go by the ranking system, he's working with all of them plus All Might to do this whole. Okay, you can hear me, but yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is why I didn't stream. This is why I didn't stream yesterday. I've just been having a lot of issues with my computer lately, and I don't know why it keeps doing stuff like this. Interesting. All right. What we're gonna do, if I can make this work, anyways, is okay. Come on. Yeah, I see y'all can hear me because my audio is going through. It's just the camera is not wanting to work for some reason. I don't know why it's not working. Interesting. What we're gonna do. Give me 1 second, guys, because don't know why this wants to act up like this. So we're gonna just go about it this way for right now, because it's my camera. It likes to be stupid for some reason. I don't know why this is still here. Oh my god. No. Can this thing stop being stupid for 5 seconds? Okay, so you want to do that. All right. Do this. Let's do this. Where is it at? Wow. Well, I don't know how this is gonna look on YouTube, because I hate when stuff like this happens when I'm actually in the middle of actually doing something. But you know, it just wants to play with me. All right, let's do something like this and go back over here. All right. Yes, I can, which is why I'm using. I have other ways. I have other means to get a camera going. So for the time being, we're just gonna do this, because what's happening is there's something wrong with my camera. There's something wrong with this camera. I don't know why it's doing this. It's really annoying, but regardless, we're back. We're back. I'm using my main phone right now with its quality to just get this done at this point. But we're back here talking about My Hero Academia. So yeah, that's what it is. It's just a lot of problems going on right now, and I don't know why my computer is acting as dumb as it is, but it is what it is. Yeah, I know, and it's my computer that's acting up right now, but that's neither here nor there. So, like I said, let's go ahead and talk about My Hero Academia. This week's episode, it was good. It was actually ultimately a good episode. It's just still kind of weird when it comes to seeing where Deku is at right at the moment, because we do have him currently, right, working with All Might, working with Endeavor, working with Hawks, and working with Best Genius. So we have all these guys here, and they're kind of just doing this whole stake operation to be able to find Shigaraki. So that's the whole plan here, is trying to find Shigaraki and to end him, supposedly. Like, Deku still has this idea of being able to talk no jutsu him out of this situation. I don't think that's going to work. And he tried to find an understanding against the guy he fought here in this episode to do with the muscles, the muscle man guy, right? The dude he fought a few seasons back. He remembers him, actually, even. He's like, oh, it's this guy that I had a lot of fun with. Let me go and fight this guy real quick. So that's what he wanted to do, right? So he's gotten so much better when it comes to his ability, because he has all the abilities unlocked. So he's been using a lot of these different abilities from all the other heroes that's inside of him. Pause. But he ends up going only, 45% of his power, knowing the exact weakness that the muscle guy actually has, and punches him in the weak spot to be able to defeat him pretty easily. It was just funny, because he beat him like one hit. I was like, God dang. It was just that simple, huh? And then he did a whole vigilante type of thing, how Batman does, where he takes the villain, drops him off to the police station, and said, hey, take care of that for me. It's like, hey, let's go, baby. Welcome in, Fortunate. Welcome in. We're talking about My Hero Academia right now. But, yeah. So it makes sense of what we're trying to do, but it's just still kind of weird, because, like, my brother actually brought this up not that long ago, right? When it comes to Deku. Technically speaking, right? Technically speaking, couldn't Shigaraki still just go after the school anyways? Because, yeah, he left there to be able to make it to where, because all they're doing is going after Deku, right? Because they want that ability from him. But it's like, we know that UA can be a weakness towards them, and they think it could probably find a way to find them still. They're not hiding that well. It's still UA at the end of the day. So it was like, they could still just find the school, right? Attack it, and that would have to prompt Deku to come back anyway. So it's like, on one hand, I get why he left, but on the other hand, are you not gonna protect your friends if something were to happen? You know, that's the question here. That's the question here. He looked like he did not shower. I mean, look, he out here right now, right? He's been a vigilante. He's out here just day and night, no sleep. All right, we don't care about no deodorant. We don't care about all that stuff, even though he had to end up saving somebody and had him in his arms. But that don't matter, you know? Look, it's not about looking nice. It's about saving the day. Though he looked like a goddamn villain, like the way he looks, because of how dingy he looks. You know, so I can see what you're talking about, Fortunate, because like he need to get himself together. But yeah, so you as a whole needs to be shut down. Honestly, yes. Like it's weird because like I know they're trying to like have heroes still out here, and they're using the kids at this point. They're using the kids at this point to be able to just get them right and like get other like civilians out of the vicinities where these villains are at. Because again, Muscle Man was actually over there, and we had this group of people who are like, nah, I'm going to stay here and protect my town. I'm going to protect my people my way. There ain't no reason for us to leave. And then Muscle Man came by, saw that hero got freaking squished with ease. And now they started second-guessing themselves like, actually, you know what? Because at the end of that whole fight with when Deku actually defeated the dude, they say, you know what? We got to get out of here because we can't have that happen. I understand now. You know, I'm opening my mind. Yes. But no, like the school in of itself probably needs to just shut down at this point because they're just a target. It's just it's just another target. So it's like regardless of him leaving, if they wanted to get some Nomus over there, like what are they gonna do? Because again, the best heroes right now are all working with Deku. Unless they're right there at the school, I don't see why they're leaving in the first place. Put some more barricades and get some of the suckers to work with them. Like you know what I mean? Like work with the heroes. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't really quite like where Deku's trying to go here, and I know he's like just trying to put everything on his shoulders. But it's like you don't have to do all that. That's not always necessary. And Deku gotta remember this. You got to remember this. And there was one little other moment when it comes to Deku's mom. And she was like, I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. I don't know what's going on. My own son out here being a goon. Yeah, I don't want him getting involved in all these things. Like, look, unfortunately, he has the ability. You know, yeah, he has one for all. So, you know, he's going to have to go out here and fight. At some point, like that's just what it is. It is what it is. So I don't know. This episode wasn't bad though. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm disliking like the Vigilante arc at the moment. I'm not disliking Deku as a character or anything like that. I just don't know if I'm liking the setup necessarily of how we're going about some of this. Is my thing. That's where my issue kind of stems from ultimately when it comes to this, and also just the cast of characters too. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's so many freaking students, and we just don't develop them. Like they're still to this day showcasing new suckers that I haven't seen yet. Like, why we don't need any more heroes at this point, or any kid heroes. Anyways, we should still introduce some actual heroes because there's not enough of them. There's just not enough of them. So we should go and introduce some of them and level them up a bit and not worry about the kids so much. So it's just so weird to me. It's always so weird to me because there's so many characters in the show, but they don't really do much. That's the thing here. It's that the kids work with the heroes. Then 80 times. Yeah, exactly right. There's no reason to even like have this program set up in this way. There are heroes at this point. It is what it is. Like you've been here, you learned, you're out here on the field at this point. You're a hero now. There's no reason to have these provisional license and yada yada. Get out of here with this. We got to be able to save as many people as we possibly can. You know, neglect his mom's feelings. He clearly don't care. No, 100%. He said, I'm going to do what I got to do. Granted, again, like, what are you supposed to do in that situation, though? He's not going to just sit there and, like, be like, okay, mom, I'm not going to go do this. Like, you know he's going to clearly lie about that and then have to go out here anyways. Like, and it's not like the mother can actually protect him, so it's only going to put her in danger. So I'd rather just do what he's trying to do, but, like, use UA as a system to be able to better yourself. Like right now, he actually got something from the United States, if I'm not mistaken, from All Might to be able to protect his arms. Which also another question, actually, this dawned on me. Another question: why hasn't Eerie healed him? Eerie healed up Vermilion. We saw that Vermilion is now good now, right? Why hasn't Eerie just healed him up back to a state where his arms are okay? He wouldn't even need all this other stuff. Like it's weird because he also knows how to use his abilities just a bit better. So he's not actually like breaking his arm to the bone at this point. Like his muscle fibers are all messed up and stuff like that, but he's not literally breaking his arm together like that. Like his arm is still They didn't suffer too much damage from the last altercation, so he has better use of the ability now. So it's just like if he just were to level, like heal his arm up at this point, he'd be more than okay with doing 100% punches and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand why we haven't done that yet. Eri should be over here being able to like Eri cares about Deku, so I wouldn't even see there's like a limit to that. So why not just do it? I don't understand. It's really odd that they haven't done this yet. Too many characters we need development from, but Hiroshiki don't want to. Yeah, exactly. It's just them three, and it's just like you can definitely develop other characters even at this late stage of the game because there's just so many of them. It's like we have way too many characters in the show, and they do very little of anything. Anyways, like they're all kind of like damsels in distress, and so Deku's gonna have to save them all, huh? Like, is that what this is? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But like, that's my other question. Like, why hasn't Eri even healed him up? Because it's not making sense to me. But like I said, there's a lot of different things within this that they could be doing, but they're not. But I'm gonna give it some more time before I, really get at it. We might have to even do an overview once this whole season's done and talk about this season and just talk about everything, how I felt about it and what has ended. You know what I mean? I feel like a video is necessary for this show here where I compile all my thoughts and really lay it out. Because there's just something with this that so far that's just not really making a lot of sense. But I digress. This is a good, 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 7.5, though. 7.5. Welcome in, Alan. Welcome in. We just got done talking about My Hero Academia. How you feel about this week's episode of My Hero Academia? Are you liking the Vigilante arc? Are you liking Deku, how he is and how he's taking everything under his own advisement, under his own wing? That he's being able to just try to do all this and working with all the top heroes, mind you. He's not even just working with some ragtag suckers, but like some actual number 1, number 2, number 3 heroes. Like, hello. But I give it 7.5 out of 10 because, like I said, there's a lot of things that are not explained necessarily, and then they kind of taking their time with it, and I just want to see more for it. So I don't want to jump too far ahead or give this too high of a rating just yet until I see more. Yeah, Vigilante Arc is just getting started. So that's why I don't want to give it too much or give it too high of a rating in the first place because, this is not bad so far, but I want to see where we're going with this, especially when it comes to Deku. Where are we going with Deku exactly? And just how strong is this man actually going to get? Also, Shigaraki, as we already know, was only 50% at one point. So when he's finally fully transformed, he's about to be a problem. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that whole thing is going to go. Yeah, with their American Hero arc. American Hero. See, now you got me wondering. What? I don't know. But they did bring up America not that long ago, or within this episode, actually, about these gauntlet things that's protecting his arm. So, obviously, they got some pretty good technology over there that, honestly, again, if we're doing all this, look, there's special gear catered to Deku, right? I always go back to Endeavor. Endeavor should have something very, very similar. Like, he's the number one. All right. I digress. Let us go on to the next show here, which is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga. Man, okay, so this episode was good. This episode was freaking good. I enjoyed this episode this week. Because like the implications of what some of the stuff they were kind of talking about, it definitely smells of somebody attacking that farm at some point. Basically, I really see that's what's about to happen here, and that's when that's when we're gonna start seeing this boy right here, Thorfinn, make a move. We're finally gonna start seeing him fight. I don't know when that's gonna happen necessarily, but I do feel like this episode right here was just doing a lot of foreshadowing for future events, because we have this old man that is actually the father of the person that runs the slave and runs the whole farm. Actually, that's the thing. And this guy pretty much helped Einar and Thorfinn out by allowing them to actually borrow a horse to be able to pull out the tree stumps, because tree stumps were heavily rooted and they couldn't do it themselves. So with the horse, they were able to get things done at a much quicker pace to be able to actually then lay the field out, start growing stuff, and actually get a harvest actually going here, which is what I think they're doing. Wheat right now is what it is. So yeah, Thorfinn was interesting in this episode. You can see the man smile. He actually smiled. then Einar and say, "Oh, we're friends, right?" And he's like, "That it was a beautiful moment." It's like, God dang it, he's finally opening up. He's finally like showing emotion because like before, man was broke. He didn't have no purpose of living at all. So the fact that he's actually experiencing new things and learning something here, I feel like this is finally getting his humanity back, is allowing him to want to actually live. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to see him actually move forward finally. And this episode really showcased that right here. I'm just happy about this. But the stuff that I was talking about with foreshadowing, the old man was pretty much saying how the king is technically protecting their place, but the king is like so far away that if someone were to attack, they're not gonna be here before this whole farm is pretty much destroyed. Like, yeah, they could protect and stuff like that, and thinking that money is gonna be the thing that pretty much protects them, because that's what the main owner of this farm is thinking, that if I give them enough resources, give them enough money, I can actually protect this place with ease, right? That's the whole idea. But like the old man's like, nah, that's not gonna work here. And then we have Snake also in the building, which that banter between the old man and Snake was really, really odd. They seem like more like father and son than the actual father and son, but he's trying to protect him. He seems to care about the old man, and he's just telling him that, hey, something's gonna go down at some point, and we just got to make sure we're actually prepared, especially with the amount of people we have. We only have like 16 people. So what will happen if like an army of 600 men come by? What are we supposed to do then? It's like these are all foreshadowings to events I'm pretty sure is gonna end up happening, but Thorfinn is gonna be the one to put it all down, to lay it all down. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna happen here. I mean, personally, I've never watched a Vinland Saga in my life. Yeah, wait. What? Why not, Island? Why not? This show's good. This show's good. It's weird though, because I don't know where exactly we're going when it comes to Thorfinn's character and this character arc that's going on right now. I'm not sure what we're doing here. It's very interesting. It's very interesting because I didn't expect the slow burner to be like this. Is my thing. You know, I didn't expect this like show to take this much time with him trying to get himself back, get his groove back, basically. So because that's what's going on right now. It's just taking him a minute to actually finally get his humanity and start fighting up in here. I didn't feel like watching it. It's worth watching. Granted, I do feel maybe this might be a better watch, maybe binge watching it. I will say that only because it is on a slower pace right now with how we're dealing with the characters. So if you're not watching it already, Alan, you could just binge watch this later once it's all completed. It's a good show. It's fantastic even. Like season 1 is amazing. Season 1 is amazing. So you don't want to have don't leave yourself out. Don't make this a disservice to yourself. It's so good. Maybe a little slow for people. Yeah, exactly. Like, season 2 specifically is really slow. I will say this much so far. I'm enjoying it, but don't get me wrong. The pacing could be a little bit better. But I know what we're trying to do, and I don't mind a slow burn if the payoff is going to be really good. And I know it's going to be. This show, it did not let me down last season, and I do believe this show is just gonna elevate itself even further than that. But I did enjoy this episode. I like the foreshadowing that was actually showcased here, and just seeing Einar and Thorfinn's relationship really like builds up and be bonded like this is an amazing thing to see. Like you can still see the like the hands of this man. He has been through a lot. Okay, but I'll give this week's episode an 8 out of 10. This was a solid week's episode. I enjoyed it. Next week's episode seems like, I think the people that we're talking about before when it comes to like the king and all that, I don't know if it's one of his subjects that comes over here, but there's somebody that comes by next week's episode, and I think this guy's going to start something up. I feel like something's about to happen here, and this is when we're going to start seeing some of the stuff that was foreshadowed start coming into fruition next week's episode. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we got going on here. But I enjoyed this. This has been good. This has been good. But with that said, let's go on and continue with the last show here, which is Butty Daddy. We have Butty Daddy. Finally shown up on the goddamn building here. And this week's episode, it was not bad. There was actually a really funny moment that happened in this episode. Because basically this child, they went on a field trip, right? And there's this kid that I guess they supposedly got into a fight. That's what the teacher was pretty much saying, or the nurse, not nurse, the daycare lady was talking about. Was like, oh, they got into a fight, so maybe you need to take some time to reprimand or talk to your child and this and that. And so he was like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to my child. That didn't really go well. but we kind of see just how she deals with certain people and how she dealt with this kid. I can't remember his name at the moment, but ultimately it was a nice little wholesome moment. They really ended up bonding off of Mario Kart, or Moria Kart, basically is what they called it. It's kind of funny. It's exactly like Mario Kart, but I don't know. It's just like different like mascots in there. But they ended up bonding based off of that, and now they're friends, and they ended up sharing food together because he actually forgot the bento box for his daughter and all that crap. So they were trying to like stake out and try to give her the bento box at some point, but they never got a chance to. But then there's also this random goon in this week's episode as well, where he's just out here messing with these kids. Just messing with these kids. Like, he went over there and said, hey, he was trying to steal some food, right? But then this child said, no, you have to go beep. You gotta go buy this first, right? You gotta go buy this. And so the guy's like, nah, it's like, I ain't trying to buy this. And then the store owner came by and he's like, oh, are you trying to buy this? And then he's like, nah, I'm gonna get you back though. I'm gonna get you back. So later in the episode, he actually comes back and try to steal their food. He tried to steal children's food. Yeah, I know he's hungry, but sucker, he's some kids. Like, what are you doing? And then he ended up pulling a gun on him. I was like, yo, what is going on here? And that's when they came through. They were in like a bunny suit and an alpaca suit. So they were still undercover. They never got found out or anything like that, but they whooped that guy's butt. I would have stomped that man out, be honest with you. I was like, what is going on here? The gun was fake, though. The gun was fake, but I was just like, initially when I saw the gun, I was like, you put a gun out on a child? Like, are you serious? For some food? Like, I was like, what? He said, after the kids. I mean, that's what that guy was doing. He said, I need to eat. I don't care about these children. I'm like, yo, this man gotta calm down. But it was a nice little wholesome moment. And also, it's kind of funny that, I keep forgetting these goddamn characters' names. The man with the freaking black hair. He plays Mario Kart, and he's like the GOAT at it. Apparently, he has all the trophies and stuff like that. And this child was like, "Yeah, my daddy'd be doing this. He good, okay." It's that dude in suit, and there it is. Welcome in, Andy. Welcome in. Yeah, look at him, because he's the guy that's great at Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? He gonna beat you up with the blue shell or something. I don't know, right? Need to start this show? Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This show's actually good. The show is actually good, ultimately, altogether. Like, this show's not bad. I can't hate on it. I can't hate on it. The only like complaint I have so far with the show is that this show seems to have something that's deeper, something that's darker underneath the layers of what we're seeing right now. Because right now we're just seeing like the bond and this family kind of come together, basically, right? But I want to see the backstories of these two right here, of these two guys right here, right? I want to see the backstory for them, because there's obviously something more going on with them, and I know that stuff can even like bite you in the butt. It'll come back to bite them in the butt. I'm looking forward to that. The way this episode actually ends, we have this girl randomly come by to the shop that Kiryu works, and I don't know who she is. I don't know what she's about to do. I don't know if she's a love interest or what's going on. They just said, "Oh, it's you," and then it just ends. So I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen, but hopefully this actually starts revealing some of their backstory and allowing us to see just how bad they had it as kids and why they're in the field of profession that they're in right now. That's the thing, because that's what ultimately put them in the line of being spies, of being these elite undercover suckers killing people. You know what I mean? So I want to see what we're doing here. The show is interesting. The show is interesting. So I do recommend to some degree, if you especially if you like Spy X Family. If you like Spy X Family, you might end up liking the show. It's different from Spy X Family, but it's still not bad though. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't even watch so much anime. I just read manga. Yeah, I watch a lot of anime. I don't read a lot of manga. That's my thing. So I'm like the total opposite of you, Alan. Plus catching up on Dom. Wait, what? You talking about Quest? What show is that? Too many animes I'm watching. I'm watching a lot. I'm watching a lot of animes too, man. It's hard. It's hard to watch all this stuff, man. It's hard to watch all this. Well, that was too real. Yeah, no one has probably watched it. But I'm saying, like, the show's not bad. The show's definitely not bad. Yeah, because the winner of the day, I don't know. I mean, I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. I feel like the show is starting to find its place and its rhythm. And I'm just hoping that we just start seeing a bit more when it comes to the backstories of these characters here. That's my main like concern at this point when it comes to the show. But easily, I think I want to give this like an 8 out of 10. But is it anime of the week? Is it the anime of the week? Honestly, But to find out right now, because we're done here. We're done talking about these shows. And the winner of this week, and I know they've been winning a lot, actually, but it's goddamn Blue Lock again, baby. It's Blue Lock again, baby. Blue Lock is just it's hype. It's epic. It's awesome. It's something that you all need to be watching. If you ain't watching Blue Lock, god dang it, y'all need to start watching Blue Lock. Blue Lock is goddamn amazing. God dang it. God dang it. Blue Lock is that show, okay? It's hype every freaking week. The animation is on point. It's really showcasing just how much this thing is. It's outrageous. This show is cheap. I'm just saying, man, it's only getting better and better every episode. How you do this, I don't know, but it's doing it. It's not rigged, sucker. Say for the 100th time, Andy, look, we need to watch these things. Granted, I need to start watching some other shows within this week. Within the season, actually, within the season. There are other animes I need to watch out here and put them into the seasonal talk and see how it fares when it comes to Blue Lock and the rest of these shows here. You know what I mean? But Blue Lock is that winner right now. Look. All right. Just saying. It's better this week? Nah. Like I said, there's too many things. Because it's just the start of the Vigilante arc. I need to see more before I make that kind of assessment yet. That's the thing. What I was saying here. Blue Lock is it's on its grind and it's moving. It's moving pretty fast. You know what I mean? But hey, to each their own. If My Hero Academia is the one that works for you and it won, then hey, it's in your heart right there. I don't want to do it just yet because it was a good episode. Don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of questions I actually had with a lot of this that we haven't really revealed just yet within this whole arc and within this episode yet, right? Like there's still more that need to happen. I feel like it might have a turnaround with the next couple of episodes because, again, I still have a lot of questions here when it comes to that show. But yeah, stop the count. Look, man. I'm just saying. You know, because I love the manga. Yeah, because, you also got to remember the manga and the anime are actually quite different. Like with how they kind of frame some of their stuff in the manga, it looks amazing, bro. Like I don't read the manga, but I do look at some of the panels and stuff like that. That manga, the art style is amazing in that. So like the anime doesn't even like do it justice, unfortunately. It's like it doesn't look as good. Honestly, though, I will say this. I forgot about this. There was a moment within the fight where the animation was, it actually finally looked good, but it was a Deku moment, and it's like, yeah. I should expect nothing less. It's Deku, so obviously they're gonna shill out all of, the budget for him, but everybody else, Vermilion, Endeavor, you're not gonna do that. Maybe Bakugo might have it, but they don't do that. Have the Shaz Moz, hey, because we got to make sure we ain't got no goons up in here, man. We don't have any. Look, there's boss that be coming in here, and so I got to make sure my moderators are up in here and they ready. We're gonna count how many times the show won in these streams. It'll show what Brick's favorite anime of the season is. True. I can already tell you right now that Blue Lock has won more times than anything else on this list so far. But yeah, Blue Lock has been good. It's been good. It's been solid. Also, Nier Automata, by the way, guys, and Nier Automata is coming back this next week or within this week. I think is what it is. It is coming. I know it's coming back real soon. Finally. So we're getting it back up and rolling. So we'll be talking about Nier Automata next week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the episode holds here for us. I'm looking forward to it. But with that said, let's get on to the topic, the stuff, the meaty greedy of what we talk about here in seasonal talk is the topic of discussion, which is it okay? Is it good even to gatekeep sometimes? Is it good to gatekeep anime sometimes? Because it's a question you got to ask yourself, because you see, if you don't gatekeep, right? You got these random suckers that come through that just want to bring down the show. They always want to bring down the show. Or these casual fans that come through, they look at it because it's hype, right? And they start watching and they find ways or find things to always try to bring down the series and say how bad it actually is. Like, this happens all the goddamn time. So the question then becomes, like, is it okay to sometimes maybe gatekeep so it's not getting too crazy when it comes to this? Because anime is in a big, like, it's more mainstream than ever before. Everybody's watching anime at this point. And, we have a lot. That's why we always have a lot of dumb takes, because like even with Chainsaw Man right now, right? You be reading that. They have some of the dumbest takes with it, and they don't understand the writing of the series because they'll speed read through it so they can just get into the topic of discussion and start talking about these things, but they don't know what they're talking about. It's like trying to speed read through freaking One Piece, right? You don't speed read through One Piece because then you don't know stuff. Like, that's why I don't have a lot of conversations a lot of times with One Piece, because I will admit this. I'm not the most proficient when it comes to the information from One Piece because there's just so much to the show. The show is layered like crazy. So I can hold my own to a degree, but god dang, it's like, it's not that easy. Like, I didn't know who that Stussy was necessarily. But this is where this type of discussion kind of comes in, because like, is it okay to even gatekeep? Should we not even allow, like, should we even do this in the first place? That's the thing here. Yeah, I can't wait for your Saga to devour Brock. Honestly, I really see that happening. Isagi's on another level, man. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's a problem. He's a problem. And probably yeah, exactly. Because Nagi's also freaking goated too. I get with almost all of the shows I watch. Oh, you gatekeep? Wait, Anna, you gatekeep? Okay, with a show of hands, who actually gatekeeps with their anime? Like, are you someone that don't really try to recommend your favorite shows like that to people, because you know that, you know, if more people know about this, there's gonna be more like scrutiny, there's gonna be more judgment based upon that show. Like, how do y'all feel about this? Demon Slayer season 1 being top 10 anime of all time is kind of exactly. See, and that's what I'm talking about. This is why this is a discussion to kind of have, right? Because if we gatekeeped it, right, we probably wouldn't even be having this type of conversation, because Demon Slayer is a great anime, okay? Look, it's good. It's a good anime, not great. It's a good anime with a basic story, but it does its basic story well. That's the whole thing. But what makes that show over the top is because its animation is amazing. I feel like if the show had, you know what? If the show had My Hero Academia levels of animation, and My Hero Academia is not even that bad looking, right? It's not even that bad looking, but if it looked like My Hero Academia, you think this show will be talked about right now? Do you think Demon Slayer would be a show that would be top 10 anime of all time if it had just even that kind of animation? They got lucky with Unfathomable, because Unfathomable is a studio that is goated when it comes to showcasing 2D and 3D blends of animation and having that thing pop off. You know what I mean? It's incredible what they can do. Incredible work. So they got lucky having that studio behind them. But if they had any other studio bones, you know what I mean? Like, well, come on, what would happen? You really think Demon Slayer would actually pop off like that? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. It might be okay to gatekeep sometimes. It depends. So like, that's kind of my opinion on it, right? I feel like for me, sometimes it's not bad to gatekeep. Sometimes it's just not bad to actually gatekeep, because I think having stuff pop up and be as popular as it is, it can get kind of wild with how some people kind of perceive some stuff. And then like I said, I just don't like the fact that we always end up having those people come through and just be wild within the community. And that's why they always think that a community is bad, because you'll have people come through and be like, yep, look at them. Look at these people right here saying this stupid stuff. This is why the community is terrible. Like, it happens all the time. I don't think there's not one community you can say right now for anime, within anime, right, that you think is actually good. Like, oh, this is a good community. No, there's always going to be some sucker in there saying something stupid. So, I wonder. I wonder about this sometimes. I think at the end of the day, people should value others' opinions even if they don't agree. Exactly, right? Like, again, like Alan said, right? He said that My Hero Academia should have won this week, but I gave my reasons why I didn't really put it there, because honestly, I was thinking about it. I'm not going to lie. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, there's still a lot of things that need to be shown first before I start really making this show get to that top level to be able to win Anime of the Week, especially considering that there's other shows that are really in contentions with this. Because if it wasn't this show, it was Trigun, because Trigun really did a really good episode this week here. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes. But I feel like we're just doing a lot of setup right now when it comes to My Hero Academia versus like Blue Lock, where it's in its swing at the moment. Like I recommend. No, sucker. All right. Yeah. Come on, Quets. Demon Slayer is freaking beautiful. No, it is. You gotta stay out of it. Hey, look, I feel you on that. But no, like the show it's an amazing looking show. 100%. Yeah, I'm gatekeeping because the stuff I recommend is not for newcomers, which is also true too. That also happens as well when you like, oh, you have a new casual person that wants to get into anime. So you ask yourself, what is a show that you would recommend to somebody that wants to get into anime? It's actually not that hard. It's actually kind of hard at times to even do that. I always recommend Death Note. Death Note's always one of my main ones I recommend because it's a show that has anime type tropes in it, but it doesn't do it so overbearing to a point where it throws you off from the series. But there's always this over the top type of energy that anime just has in general. If you really think about it, like we were trying to watch Attack on Titan. When I got my brothers to watch Attack on Titan, he noticed like every time when something really like grand happened, something big happened, he had those flashing effects, those speed lines that come through, and it's like, oh my god, oh, we're all about to go, we're all about to die, you know, all this stuff, and it's like that's a lot to kind of deal with. That's like a whole trope in of itself, where anime can be over the top a lot of the times, and some people just don't like that. Some people just can't understand why anime does it all the time. They do it a lot, just so you know. Okay, simple. For example, Avatar: Last Airbender. Yeah. DBZ is another one. Yeah. I mean, it's funny that I always find people hate on DBZ and saying how trash it is and everything. Like, oh, the writing's not that good, when the writing's actually not that bad in that show. Like, DBZ's writing is pretty consistent throughout the entirety of the show. So I don't know why people hate on it so much. It's basic, don't get me wrong. That's the same thing with Demon Slayer. Like, it's basic, though there is some layers to the story. Like, the whole Cell Saga has layers because of Dr. Gero. And if you know of him from like Dragon Ball and stuff like that, like the Reverend Army. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of actual things that tie in from later series and stuff like that, that the show is not as basic as people may say it is, but it's still on a simple term, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to fight the big bad. You know what I mean? So I digress. We play JoJo not even because of the show, but the memes behind it. Exactly right. I don't understand why you allow the memes to ruin a series for you. And that happens a lot of times, not even just with JoJo. It's just like with any show for that matter, where the show gets too popular, so they just hate it for the sake of being popular. It's just like, don't just hate on it just because it has a fan base. Granted, I will admit, JoJo's fan base can be kind of annoying at times with the memes. Don't get me wrong, because everything's a JoJo reference. This stream right now is a JoJo reference. Like, it happens all the time. It's a little annoying. I can't lie. And they just gotta not let other people's opinion ruin your experience. 100%. Do not allow other people to ruin your experience with the anime that you're trying to ultimately enjoy. Because if you allow that to be the case here, you're not gonna enjoy anything for that matter. And this is why, like, I feel like, again, the internet is like a blessing and a curse, because everybody gets to have an opinion, but sometimes their opinions are just trash. They're just straight up trash. They don't do any actual insightful thinking and try to dissect whatever it is that they're watching. They just simply say that it sucks for the sake of it sucking. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that they don't know how to formulate an actual thought when it comes to why they might not like something. You know what I mean? I used to hate One Piece because it was so popular and people kept bothering me to watch it. And there it is. I wasn't interested in telling me that how I can not like it if I haven't seen it. I have seen a few episodes and I'm not into it. Wait, okay, so Anna, question with that. What do you mean a few episodes? Wait, what did you watch? Like, did you watch the first couple of episodes that like the first actual episodes, or did you just jump in the middle of something and start watching it? Because that's not good. My thing is, I only recommend One Piece if you're somebody that likes world building and like a long running series. Because it's hard to get into One Piece. Because once you get into it, you're gonna get into it. You have to dive deep into the show. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hard time even enjoying the series. For that matter, it's not always that easy. I always recommend even just reading the manga, because at that point, with how many episodes there are and how many chapters there are, it's better to just read the manga than to watch anime. I will say watch animes for specific moments, like the Arlong Park, like moments when it comes to Nami and stuff like that. You kind of need to see a little bit of that. The anime does a really good job with that. Water 7, Impel Down. Like, there's certain arcs that are done very well within the anime that you should probably take some time to actually watch it. But a lot of the times I do recommend just reading it, because you can go a lot faster, and you might have a better time enjoying the series that way, as opposed to just watching the series, because it's a lot to get into. I can't you know what I mean? I can't sit here and be like, yeah, you should definitely watch the show. Like, it's not something that I can always recommend like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna recommend School Days. Well, I don't know who recommended and made it win for Anime Club at one point, but we watched School Days, and look, School Days has its moments. That's all I'm gonna say. Sometimes gatekeeping can be an act of love. Act of love. Like, I advise someone to stay clear of something, but in the end, it's up to them, which is true. You know what? It's like when I told Sarcastic to not watch Redo or The Healer. I said not to watch it. It's like I watched it anyways. I told him not to do it, and he hurt himself by doing that. That was not my fault. That was not my fault. But like, sometimes you like, when it comes to certain animes, you don't want to recommend them. And that's one you don't want to recommend. Don't watch the show, by the way. Don't look it up, please. Guys. You guys listen, don't look it up, please. Andy. I don't know what's going on with that opinion. I've seen that way too many times where people saying Hunter x Hunter's trash, and I'm just like, how? The show's actually good through and through. It's a little different in the beginning. I will admit that. It does take, I feel like, a second to really get into it because it's more wholesome and lighthearted in the beginning. But the show does do a nice little turnaround as the show goes on. So it's like, you just give it some time and you're going to really enjoy this series. And I'm not talking about go into 50 episodes with it and then you're going to start liking it. No, you don't take that long to get into Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a good show, especially if you like good writing. Just saying. If I recommend anime to those who want to get into it, it would be Death Note, Fullmetal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Do we really consider Avatar: The Last Airbender to be an anime? Like, it's a question. What constitutes a show being anime? Since we're here, like, how does that work? How does that work exactly? I gotta know. With there's no reasons why they be hating it too. They say they don't like it for the sake of not liking it, and it's like, it's okay to not like something just because you don't like it, I guess. But like, your opinion isn't really a strong one, and you're not really giving a reason to why it is that you don't like it. You know what I mean? Because there's usually something that actually that turns you off from a show. There's always something. You just gotta figure out what that something is. Like, it can just be the fact that it's like, it can seem too childish in the beginning stages, so therefore why you didn't really want to mess with it, or you don't like Leario, or you don't like Kurapika as a character, really, like, you, because they do reveal them to themselves and have some actual development with them, but maybe you just don't like the Avenger type character within Kurapika, or you just don't like really Gong because he's just always happy-go-lucky. Like, Gong can be kind of annoying at times, so it's like, you know what I mean, but you can find reasons why you don't like it, and I wish people just had that thought to be able to actually see what they don't like about something. I watched the first few episodes and seeing random episodes when other people were watching and I happened to be around, but it just doesn't grab me. Interesting. Granted, it takes a minute for One Piece to be interesting like that, because I wonder how many episodes have you watched? That's the thing. Because once we get up to Zoro and Don Craig, because it doesn't take that long to get to that point. That's when the show starts to really get kind of interesting in that sense. Which is like, it's only a couple episodes in. That's why I wonder how many episodes you actually watch, all things considered. Because like, watching stuff randomly is not gonna make it easy for you to get into it. And that's why I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, I recommend just reading the show or reading the series as opposed to watching it, because you might be able to find better enjoyment going through the series quicker this way than just trying to watch it. Andy, the show has its moments. School Days has its moments, okay? I'm just saying. I don't include the recent ones, animation and storytelling, raise the bar a bit too high. What do you mean for the recent ones? What do you mean by that, Quetz? Almost said it's not a good anime. I just never grabbed me, and also ain't no one got time to watch all the episodes. Hey, look. You might find time. The whole point with One Piece, and it's funny because it is a pirate show, right? Yo, you gotta enjoy the journey. There's no need to rush the journey. You have to enjoy the journey, going through One Piece. Because I'm telling you, the show has some of the best writing that you can get in media, not just in anime, but in media. It's some of the best writing you can get. I'm just saying. Is anime just Japanese for animation? Like any animation, or am I wrong? I mean, technically, yes. Yes, that's kind of what it is. That's why I'm wondering, like, what constitutes, because if it's not made in Japan, is it still considered an anime then at that point? Right? Like, I wonder about what the actual definition of what anime even is, even though I think it's just simply animation made in Japan, which, but can anything become anime then? That's the thing here. People associate anime with a cartoon from Japan. Avatar is not that. I'm just, that's why I'm asking the questions, Anna. That's why I'm asking the questions. I'm curious. People associate anime with cartoons. True. But the actual definition for anime is a style of animation developed in Japan, characterized by stylized, colorful art and often adult themes. Exactly, right? It's usually built with adult themes, and it's not episodic. Typically, anime is not episodic. They always have a point and end to the series. Like there is actual overall arching plot that they're following and they're trying to end. Whereas cartoons, they're very episodic. They don't really follow any one line of like story that goes on with the show. It's just a lot of just random things happening. That's what cartoons are, basically. So the thing is, that's why Avatar: The Last Airbender is actually interesting, why people actually want to put this in anime, because it follows that same type of structure from Japanese animation a lot. So it's just like we want to put that into anime form. Now, whoever doesn't like the main four characters in Hunter x Hunter can fight me. Oh, snaps. I remember this was years ago. Anna, look, we're going to have to get into it. We're going to have to get into One Piece. I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to do all that. That's a big ask. That's a big ask. Oh, it has moments of disappointment and depression. I mean, yeah. These are anime because it's made in Japan, I think. Chinese anime is called Duhan? Duhan? Is that how you say it? Is it Duhan? I'm interesting though. Really now, it's like manga, right? Instead of calling it manga, it's manhwa for Koreans and stuff like that, right? Also, anime is one of the best. Also, anime is one of the best American anime shows ever. So no one wants Avatar to be associated with American. Okay, Avatar. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Yeah, Avatar. Yeah, Avatar is one of the best animated series. Yeah, you meant Avatar. I was like, anime. You had me confused. I was like, what you talking about? But no, you're absolutely right about that. Like Avatar: Last Airbender, like Teen Titans, also is another one. Like there's some shows that are just so good that they don't want to associate it with the cartoons, because there's a lot of dumb cartoons out there that are like not. They don't hold up. They don't hold up. You know, it'd be like that. Yeah, it is what it is, Anna. It is what it is. So anything can be anime, but not anime by definition. Facts. Not gonna agree with that. I can agree with that statement at the end of the day. That's no good, sir. Come on, Anna. Come on. If it's you and I watching some anime together, you say you wouldn't watch One Piece? One Piece. We are on a cruise. We are. You know, like come on, right? Yeah, so I was like, I saw some Teen Titans have that anime feel to them 100%. Like, man, again, Slade was that guy. And it also showcased just how good writing was for that show as well when it comes to the female cast. When it came to just everybody there, everybody had development. It's just like, oh, more than me. This is how you write stuff. Oh, we need more writers like this, please. Also, those shows tend to be made for kids, but they have a lot of adult themes like anime. Yeah, exactly, right? There are some shows that come out that have some kid-like aspects to it, but then there's some also adult themes that get thrown in there from time to time to make it real, to make you feel it. You know what I mean? So long as you feel it. Slade was kind of what? What you mean? What you mean by that? Wish I had the Anna whatever emo right now. Anna, please, come on. I'm just saying, okay? Well, Rick and Morty could be nah. Rick and Morty has the same type of structure as like Adventure Time. It has some like Adventure Time similar to Steven Universe. Like it has a structure where there is an overarching story that's there, But then we also have a bunch of filler in between a lot of that, or just nothing episodes that kind of happen that break up the flow of the series a lot of the times. And like Rick and Morty kind of does the same thing in a lot of ways with their series, because for some reason, and this is a Cartoon Network thing, they just like to actually have just some nothing episodes from here and there. If a show gets too, like, I won't say too dark, but get too heavy, then they have to pull back a little bit. Though with Rick and Morty, they are more consistent, obviously, because it's a more of an adult show, obviously, right? But I feel like they do have those moments where it's like in that same kind of structure, and not everything always matters. But I don't know. Rick and Morty is in this weird place, honestly. Wait, Andy. Wait, are you liking Slade like that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See me had a bit of a crush. You got a crush on Slade? You not see what this man was doing? This dude gave freaking he gave Robin PTSD. Like, what you mean? Oh my god. Oh, okay. I mean, the voice is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, but god dang. They did not do that with Steven Universe. That show got more real as episodes went by. That's not true. Do you not remember some of the episodes that are just like they just randomly throw in there from time to time? Like I can remember right now within I think it was like season 5? Where you know the conspiracy theory dude? Like that whole episode, that episode's filler. Like that thing's not even it wasn't even nothing to the series, but it broke it up. They do that from time to time. That's part of the reason why Rebecca Sugar ended up doing like Steven bombs, to try to make sure that they can fall in line of actual continuity. You know what I mean? They were trying to fall in line with that, but then Cartoon Network was like, no, you have to have at least 1 or 2 episodes where you just have something random happen. just have Steven's, I don't know, the pearls or whatever. They start doing something random like this. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. Same thing with Adventure Time. Adventure Time does it all the time. It happens a lot. It breaks up that flow of it. I watched a show where I skipped a lot of those episodes though, just so you know. So I didn't watch a lot of that stuff, but they usually every season they have at least 1 or 2 of episodes where it's just random that they throw in there. What you mean Andy's onto something? Anna, please. The voice, the aesthetic. I mean, the guy's kind of, look, he is goated though. He is goated. He's one of my favorite characters. I won't lie, but come on now. He's a villain. Look how someone agrees with me. And at number 1 and 2, please. Yeah, but there were always something deep for side characters, but it's not necessarily a part of the main storyline. To a degree. I just remember every time I watched it and I watched Steven Bombs that they always have an episode 1 or 2 in there that just kind of like that they're not meaning anything. They don't really develop the story like that. And the side characters actually do have actual canon episodes, so it depends on like what happened here. Because I don't know. From what I've seen, because I've seen most of the series at this point, I just didn't watch the last season. Is the thing here when like Steven was like a little bit older. I didn't see that. I saw the movie, but I didn't watch like the rest of the season like that. So I didn't finish it. So you know, it is what it is. I just didn't like what they were doing when it comes to like Diamond and you know all of them, you know the big ones. You know what I'm saying? The big antagonists of the series where it's like. They did genocide, but we're not even gonna talk about that. It's not about Steven Universe. You know, it became less and less as the series went on. We'll discuss this later. Oh my god! Oh, here we go. See what I did? Now I'm getting myself in some goddamn trouble. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, bring it all back around. I feel like gatekeeping at times is a necessary thing to do. Depending on the show, because sometimes we don't need to have it get blown out of proportion a lot of the times, and maybe we need like a slow burn where people kind of come through and connect at a later date with the series, possibly. Maybe. I don't think all gatekeeping is bad, but at the same time, I do want more people to actually watch anime. I do want people to actually enjoy the series that's going on here. But that's why you need to have that point where we're actually picking and choosing. Don't just go into a series just because it's popular. And that's a lot of the times that happens. That's the thing here. That's where the issue ultimately comes in here. Because like Saga was one of the most popular animes back in 2013, and everybody and their mom was watching it, and that's when we started getting those random opinions and those random like just dumb takes that came out of all that because people just wanted to find ways to bring it down. You know what I mean? So I hate this. I hate this. Hence One Piece. Oh my God. What? And all right. Now we're gonna have to fight. Just so you know. Now we're gonna have to fight. You and me, mano a mano. Hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. But guys, thank you guys for coming in here. Make sure you guys like this stream. If you guys could, real quick, it helps with the algorithm push this stuff through. It allows for other people to come in here, not gatekeep. Because we're not trying to gatekeep this. You know, we want people to come out here and actually enjoy these discussions, these talks, and also talk about this week's anime and all that stuff. So if you give it a like, that really will help out with the algorithm. So I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I think one of the bad things about there being so many animes nowadays is that people rush to a series and devour and break it down and then quickly move on to exactly. That's like the thing. Like I said, I always go back to that because that thought process, Andy, is exactly why I hate the fandom right now for freaking Chainsaw Man. It's like I took the time to go back to actually read the series a bit more because when I first initially read it, I was like everybody else and just trying to catch up. So I didn't understand some of the nuances and some of the things that happened with the show. I will admit this. I'll tell you guys right now, I didn't understand the series like that, and I took the time to learn it to be able to do like reviews and to talk about it in a much better way. You know, because beforehand I didn't know what I was talking about in some instances. I'm not even gonna lie. But there's so many people that wanted to get into the Chainsaw Man hype that they literally speed blitzed reading it. And so they didn't understand not any inkling of like Makima's abilities. They didn't understand Dinky's abilities and what's going on with him. They didn't understand Aki's abilities and some of the subtleties that's going on with him. Like they didn't understand nothing. It's just like, it's crazy that this stuff like this happens. And it's just like, I understand you want to be a part of the conversation, but sometimes it's just good to enjoy the journey of it. Analyze and read through these things. Don't have to rush through it. It's not necessary. And that's what's so annoying about a lot of this stuff, because that's exactly what went on with Chainsaw Man. Like, God. That's why the fandom is so weird, because like, even to this day, people still think that Dinky is just this horny dude, even though that's not even the case anymore. But they already have their mind set in stone with how he is. And it's sad to see. Sad to see. Like an hour ago. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you. And he's spitting facts 100%. People gotta take things slow and be more patient. Exactly. Just be patient. Enjoy the ride. Because when you actually get into the conversations, you actually can then have a reason to be able to talk about it. You'll be able to understand the series more and have better takes. You know what I mean? You'll just be able to actually have better conversations in general. Watching reviews made me understand Chainsaw Man better. Well, thank you. Yeah, because like there might be some things you might not get and you bring up, right? And then I can actually break it down. I understand the series to a point where I can actually break some stuff down to then maybe get other people to understand what's actually going on with the series. Because I took my time going back and reading stuff, looking at theory videos, all this stuff to try to actually understand this series as best as I can. Because I don't want to make videos on shows or manga, for that matter, right, where I just don't understand it. You know, I don't want to do that. That's part of the reason why I don't do One Piece to that extent, because it's hard to actually try to understand everything with One Piece. One Piece is 1,000+ chapters in, and it's hard to try to like, unless I reread it, it's hard to then get all the information that you need to be able to then cohesively make like theory videos or to be able to explain stuff when it comes to One Piece, because there's just so much to try to remember. There's so much to actually invest in. So that's kind of the other thing when it comes to One Piece. Like I said, One Piece has its pros and cons. It's like not like everyone has to know absolutely everything, but try to understand things, go at your own pace and just enjoy it. Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at with like One Piece. I know I understand it to an extent. I can have conversations with it, but like I said, there's still certain moments that I get lost in, and then I have to go back and or watch a theory video or whatever the case is to try to understand that series. But it happens to everybody, and it's okay that happens. But just understand, to try to go back and enjoy that series if you can. I feel like people don't enjoy things because they feel the need to binge and be kept with it. Exactly. Honestly, I think that's like the biggest thing. That could be a conversation in of its hate on it and or not. Oh, am I reconnecting? What happened? I lost connection real quick right there. What? Okay. That's why I know I need to get done here. But no, what you're saying was 100% true, because there's a lot of people that always have a tendency of just of trying to just keep up with everything, and I can't keep up with everything. People keep saying I need to watch Alice in Borderlands, right? I haven't been able to watch that show yet. I still need to watch this one anime, Emergence of I can't remember the show's freaking called at the moment. See, that's what I'm saying. There's so much stuff that I need to watch, and it's hard to try to keep up with everything because there's just so much media that comes out, and it's hard to actually watch everything and then also be proficient at it to talk about it. It's like, that's just not possible. It's just not possible. Unless your job is specifically to be a content creator of this type of media of all times, it's like there's no reason to try to like divulge and try to eat all of this all this up. Like you'll pretty much at a point where you're just watching things. Like you're not even enjoying it at that point. You're out here dissecting that, and then you have a whole different type of thought process of how you even experience a show in the first place. That's why it's always good to take a step back at the end of the day. Take a step back and just enjoy the shows. Enjoy the shows you really actually want to watch at the end of the day. If you really don't want to watch One Piece, you don't have to watch One Piece. Don't just get into it just for the conversations. Just, you know what I mean? Some stuff is just something that you don't need to be into. It is what it is. My list of anime is super long. Same. I think everybody's list is like really long at this point, to be honest with you. Yeah, my stream broke. The stream broke for a minute. I don't know what happened there. That's why I knew I had to get out of here at this point. I don't know why I did that. Which makes me not watch any at all. Yeah, but see, this is why I say you got to take time to actually go back if you can to try to watch a little bit of this. This is what we're doing right now, Anna. All right, that's what we're doing right now. That's why we're getting up on being caught up with stuff every season. Yeah, I mean, even with what I'm doing right now, it is a little difficult to try to always be caught up with like all the 5 or 6 series that I'm doing. But I do enjoy the shows, so this is why I'm still watching them in the first place. You know what I mean? So, but it's not easy to do. And then also try to watch The Last of Us, and then watch Alice in Borderlands, and watch. You know what I mean? There's just like there's so much stuff to watch, and there's too much media, too much. I don't know where to start until someone makes me watch an episode 2. My brother forced me to watch ALT and Demon Slayer. Well, I'm glad your brother did that, because you need to watch those shows. You need to watch those, Anna. I'm just like, okay, where do I start? And then proceed to watch the show I've already watched like 5. Honestly, you did that not that long ago, right? Because you're saying you're gonna watch like not Hunter. You're gonna watch Yu Yu Hakusho, but then you start watching Hunter again. And it's like, Andy, what are you doing? Look, Yu Yu Hakusho's great too. Watch the show, please. Watch the show, please. But all right, for real. Let me get the heck out of here. Thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the time that you have given me. Will say apologies for yesterday. I didn't update you guys early enough. I was not feeling that good. I think I'm coming down with something. I don't know if it's like allergies or if I'm getting actually sick. So I'm just trying to watch myself right now. But apologies for not streaming yesterday. I had problems with OBS and stuff like that. If you're in my Discord, you know what happened. But now, anyways. But like, yeah, it is what it is. It happens. It happens. Oh, caught with Demon Slayer and we're watching LT, so getting there. Yeah, you're doing it. All right. Drink some water, take some vitamins. I will. I always take my vitamins, okay? I'm trying to do the best I can, okay? Give me some time. Yeah, I just want to tell y'all that. But again, if you haven't liked it, like the stream here. If you watch this entirety of this stream, which I'd be surprised because it did break at one point and it didn't look good. I hate that this happens on a YouTube stream, but if you watched all this, give me a comment and the comment needs to say Isagi. Isagi. You know, it's from Blue Lock. So put Isagi if you watch the entire thing as a video. I appreciate that, okay? Because like I said, this stream did not go as planned. That's why we're using my phone right now as a camera, because there's something going on with this camera here, and it's acting real stupid and disconnecting and breaking my computer. Now Isagi drop, please. We don't talk about that show. We don't talk about that show, right? Yeah, everyone have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your time. Drink some water. Make sure you don't get sick out here. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, people, I hope y'all stay fantabulous as you already are, because you guys are amazing people. Until then, people. Precato.